Kneel.
No.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle and your knees hit the floor.
Hi! It is time to play more Slay the Princess. We are doing a Homicide playthrough. Last video we brought our first Homicide vessel, and it was so cool. The princess was like the least human I've ever seen her. She looked kind of like a sphinx, and I loved it because the cabin was all jungly with a bunch of plants and a stump with the dagger instead of a table. I loved it. I thought that was great. I loved that princess. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and comment below. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Let's get into it. Let's continue the Homicide playthrough, which is so much easier than the Pacifist playthrough so far.
You're here to slay her.
Viva la Revolution!
He died for the revolution, and he won't be the last.
That's the spirit. You take the blade from the table.
Who's there?
Hey, I think I'm here to kill you.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Yeah, it wasn't a joke.
I know. You brought a knife with you and everything. But you don't have to try and kill me. You could always toss that scrap of metal to the ground and give the two of us a chance to talk things out.
Tighten your grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
Oh? No talking then?
Oops.
Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
I'm sorry, can we just talk?
Oh, threatened are we? You poor thing. Drop the knife, and of course we can talk.
Okay, so I have to drop the knife to talk to her, I guess. I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Squint at the princess while holding on to the blade.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are gonna do this forever, aren't you?
Squint at the princess even harder.
You squint even harder. So does she. At least nobody's dying right now. You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting forever. Eventually, someone is going to have to blink.
Drop the blade.
Thank you. So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
Do you?
I know what I've been told. Whether or not I believe it is an entirely different matter.
So you're not going to share? How pointless. If you want to talk, I'll talk. But this isn't talking.
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
What's your name?
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh? Have you decided what to do with me?
I'm going to keep you locked away down here, at least for a bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do. Keep her locked away.
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
I made my choice. I'm locking her in the basement.
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here. It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work. If we just stay here and keep watch, no one has to die.
You're making a mistake.
You turn your back to the princess and make your way to the stairs.
Is it just going to close and lock on me?
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
This might just lead to the nightmare.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still turn around and finish the job.
Oh, that's a relief. I was afraid I'd already committed to not slaying her.
It's never too late to do the right thing. Now hurry. You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle. She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow. We shouldn't have hesitated. But she doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones, making sure you stay down. As you lie, Crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess.
Now it sounds like
As you
we're gonna
gasp
get
for
the
air, she eyes
tower.
you with an intense curiosity.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lungs. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The tower? The tower. Okay, let's find out what happens if I try to slay the tower.
We might as well just pledge ourselves to her
Broken!
and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The blade is your implement.
Alright, let's take the blade this time.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me. The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
Tighten your grip.
As if on command, the blade slips
Wait,
from
what?
your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor.
I said tighten your grip and I dropped it anyway.
But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade. Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
No.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs. I could feel its fundamental truth awaken me. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny. And you, little bird, will help me seize it.
She's right. We've been here before.
We've also been to see the tower before.
And we've died here before. Pitifully. We might as well do what she asks of us and help her. She is inevitable. Can't you feel it?
Last time I did help her, but I'm gonna try not to this time.
He's being melodramatic, but the point stands. What are we even supposed to do to stop her? Well, I'll be damned. That's not good. Okay. First things first, you're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far, far away and commit yourself to what needs to be done. The stakes of the situation should be perfectly clear to everyone now. And if you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off. You can't win a battle that you've already lost in your mind.
I'm not going to help you in the world. I don't care if something new comes after. I just can't let you do that.
I see. Perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Do it. It's what she wants. No objections here. I don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade.
I think she's gonna make us stab ourselves with the blade.
As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
Oh, everything's grayed out. Pick up the blade.
You reach forward and grasp the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad.
Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably going to stand anyway.
Stand.
You can feel a creaking. The princess
Oops.
eyes you with soft contemplation.
Oh no.
The moment seems
skipped
to
a line.
last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come, dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To define me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance.
That's interesting because the game does call me the Long Quiet.
Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
That's what I thought she would do.
What? You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
End this.
Oh, we'll end this all right.
Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
Slay yourself. Resist. Slay the princess. Ooh, okay. Slay the princess.
Your body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward. One step at a time, you move towards the princess.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson.
Uh-oh.
Plunge that knife into your lungs.
I'm sorry.
Don't. As you take
Oh.
another step forward, the blade digs into your ribs, slicing through flesh with ease. It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous impossibility. Then it slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
Oh my god.
Those are just words. You don't have to listen to her.
It's what she wants.
You, heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen. Stop him from killing you. I'm on it. Your other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. But the blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore beneath you. Despite the pain, you manage to keep yourself in one piece, at least for now.
What a pitiful display. A wounded little bird thinking it can defy a god. It doesn't
I'm a god
have to
too.
be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next.
Slay the princess.
Or you can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
You continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement.
Oh my god.
You know, this would be a lot easier if you gave us a hand. My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward. Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will.
You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to hurt us.
She does.
She's just doing what she has to.
Stop.
Oh.
As you finish crossing the room, you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat. The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face lowers to yours.
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before.
I am. Last time I saw you, I was just like, absolutely. And this time I'm actually trying to slay you.
Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death. There's a place at my side for you, if you'll have it. Not as an equal, but as something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Well, that's the meaning, isn't it? Yes, how thoughtful of her. It's a mercy. Take it. I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this. At least one of you is sane. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her. Seize the moment before it's too late.
Here we go. Slay the princess.
No.
Yes. Though your body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react. The wind of your freedom rushes through you, and you channel it into a decisive blow, stabbing into the soft flesh of her ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding defiance.
Her foot is as big as I am.
She falls to the floor, crashing unceremoniously to her knees. But you don't give her any time to recover. Your heart pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into her chest.
Oh my god.
As you find your target again and again, she laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony composure as your blade cuts her flesh.
We can do this, can't we?
You always could. The decision to give you this task was not made lightly. You're here for a reason.
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss that blade aside and beg for forgiveness.
I'm sorry, Broken. I'm with you. I find this to be the most attractive princess in the game, but we're doing a homicide run.
Shut up.
I can't believe you would actually strike me. You heathen! You worm! You defiler! You don't know the consequences of your arrogance!
Before you can strike the final blow, the princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet.
Uh-oh.
There's
Oh
an
my
incessant
god.
wet pop as your spine breaks, numbness and pain spreading through your body. As you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated lightness, she drives her fist into your chest. Your body is crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, the ground itself breaking from the impact. You lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well. She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
You made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
Oh, that's interesting.
You're monsters and conspirators. Bear to watch this.
The princess has been nothing but cruel to you. You should feel liberated by her fall.
But I don't feel liberated. I feel empty.
So, just your normal state of being then.
Aside from the pain, I feel fine.
She collapses to the floor. Her glassy eyes watch, unblinking, yet somehow still full of anguish and fear, as the two of you perish together.
I suppose we were never gonna get a happy ending here, were we?
Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world. That's worth something, I guess. Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Yay, chapter 3! Oh,
On a
wow.
path in the woods. And at the end of the path, okay, what the hell is that?
I'm so sorry, Broken. I know, we slayed the most attractive princess in the game. I don't feel good about it.
I think he's upset. And what's he got to be upset about? We just killed a god.
That's why he's upset. We just killed the most attractive princess in the game.
Exactly. You heathens destroyed the most beautiful thing that ever was, and ever will be.
You're damn right we did. And you'll get over it. Can't say I have much sympathy for you. She was bad for us and you almost got us killed.
He did.
You're being too generous. He did get us killed.
He did.
Well, this is just great. Let me cut to the chase. Clearly you've already been here. Yeah, you think?
Actually, I don't think we have been here.
I agree with Broken. This is a very different looking place. I love how that tree looks like a hand that's kind of doing, see it?
This is all different, isn't it?
Yes, precisely. And if you'd given me 2 seconds to finish my thought, I would have said that. Oh, you're actually letting me talk now. Great. If you've already been here, it means you've seen things you aren't supposed to have seen, and you know things that you aren't supposed to know.
And this one
doesn't
looks
look
like
like
this.
a path in the woods if reality seems distorted. It's because reality is distorted.
So you knew this could happen? You knew we'd be able to restart like this?
I know all sorts of things, which is why you should listen to me.
That's not really an answer.
Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously.
It feels like I'm being pulled in 100 different directions. You better all listen to me when the time comes to make a choice.
So what if I'm speaking my mind? It's not like I've ever really gotten a say in things.
You've let her stab us over and over again.
What a crock of shit.
Yeah, you stabbed us last time. Repeatedly.
Exactly.
It didn't even work. It doesn't count.
It worked. It killed us.
We died. If you didn't submit to her, for all we know, that wouldn't have happened.
It's the punishment you all deserved for not listening to me. To her.
Second he tries something, I'll put a stop to it.
All right, Stubborn, that's your job then. Silently proceed to the cabin. Oh, it sounded
Good.
squishy?
We're all on the same page.
The ground is squishy? Did you hear that sound effect? Oh my god, all the hands. They all look like this. Oh, I love it.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know. The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight.
Oh my god. Wait, everything on the ground outside is gore? No.
But that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid seeps from cracks in the stone walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat.
Oh my god, and look, the blade is just on one of these clumps. Ew, this is gross.
That's horrible. You did this. The only furniture of
No,
note
Broken, you did
is
this.
a pulsating pedestal.
Ooh, it's
A pristine
it's
blade
pulsating?
perched
Ew.
on its edge.
Ugh.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the pedestal. Good. Nothing feels better than gripping cold steel.
How are we supposed to get down to the basement? There's no door. There's just a mirror where the door used to be.
A mirror? There is no mirror. There's the pedestal and the door to the basement.
And I love how the mirror is gigantic, too.
Just tell us where the door is. I'd like to get back to fighting, and if you want us to kill her so bad, I'm sure you feel the same. No more messing around. I don't know what to tell you. There isn't a mirror because I would know if there was a mirror. You're either seeing things or you're confused on the definitions of door and mirror. Or you're seeing things. That seems far more likely. What are you trying to say exactly?
He thinks we've lost it. That we're succumbing to madness, that something in us has broken.
Like you.
That's an unnecessarily melodramatic way to describe a hallucination, but sure. I'm not going to waste time arguing with any of you. It's in our way. Let's just smash it.
He loves to smash mirrors.
If that mirror's blocking our way, just smash it and be done with it.
Approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it, as if you don't see it. You really don't, do you? How strange.
Smash it. Smash it to pieces. It's the only thing keeping us from her.
Oh my gosh.
Don't you want to know what we'll see in there? We won't be able to see anything if we smash it.
Nah, I'm with him on this one. Smash it! Let's get violent already. Do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter, aside from wasting dangerous amounts of time.
Let's smash it like we did last time. Smash it, Stubborn.
You bring your fist crashing down
Oh.
against the door leading to the basement.
Cool.
As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead. You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading
Oh,
down
gross.
to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. A high vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in
Ew, gross.
uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped.
at once exposed and claustrophobic. The air is thick, its odor an oppressive violence, the metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, a bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
Was severing the tendons of my ascension not enough for you? Was it not enough to rend my divine heart? Come, see the horrors you've wrought upon my flesh, and feel my hands set upon your throat.
Oh dear.
The chamber's walls are painted
Oh my
in
god.
blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone.
Look at the princess. Her legs are all zombified. Like, you can see bone and tendons. And then her heart is just, like, exposed. And it looks like she might have horns. It might just be her tiara, but I think it's horns. And her arm is, like, fleshy, but you can see rips in it. Wow, it's crazy.
The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin.
Wait, of her own skin?
Her
Ugh.
heart beats from its place in her open chest.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
Ooh.
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh. And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the
Oh,
ground,
gross.
and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings.
Oh, this is so gruesome and nasty.
She is loose, and she is coming for you. Let her end it. Screw that. We can win. We've done it before, and we'll do it again, only this time we'll make it out the other side. Hell, she's practically done most of the work for us.
That's true. Her heart's exposed. We could just stab. What happened to you?
Time happened. You happened. But none of that matters. We're together again, and I'll have my pound of flesh.
Looks like you have plenty already.
She bounds across the room, her fists ready, her heart set upon your destruction. With a horrifying squelch, you are unwound.
I hope you weren't planning on dying. We're going to make this last forever.
What the hell?
I feel cold. I've never felt cold before.
That was so gruesome. True to her word, you did not die by her hand, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns. You approach the mirror. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin. Oh. Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is desecration. She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. But there is passion and empathy in her misery. She will make for a burning heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally found peace.
I'm ready to go back.
I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Well, I'm gonna end the video here. That's 2 Vessels in the Homicide playthrough, and that was the most gory and gross the game's ever been. We literally had pulsating tumors lining the walls of the cabin. It was nasty. And the princess's appearance was crazy. Her heart was exposed. She could just like flay her flesh off her arm and like, ugh, it was so gross. Wow. Well, the Homicide playthrough is going strong. It's much easier than Pacifist, and holy crap. Woo! Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and comment below. Bye.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants.
My love!
I know, we slayed the most attractive princess in the game. I don't feel good about it.
I think he's upset. I feel empty.
So, just your normal state of being then.
This one is desecration. She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. But there is passion and empathy in her misery. She will make for a burning heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally found peace.